Hey, you guys, it's your girl Sherry, and welcome to another episode of Grieve, Grow, and Glow. Today, I would love to respond to one of my subscribers. They had a question, and it relates to how do you support someone that is grieving? So, I'm going to speak from my perspective because, as you know from the first episode, I went through a traumatic experience. I too lost a loved one, and I feel when you lose someone, there's no rule book, okay? And for me, losing someone unexpectedly, I didn't know how to cope. So I can't really say that I could tell someone how to support me because that was new to me, right? That was my new norm, living without my fiance. So it was very, very difficult after losing him to really speak upon what I was feeling, right? Because it's fresh. It's fresh. You're going through something that you don't understand. You have so many different emotions, right? So for me, people asking me, do you need anything? How can I help you? Those type of questions, and this is for me, I would always say I'm good, right? Because I'm a type of person that doesn't ask for help. Even if somebody says, hey, how can I help you? Can I go to the store for you or anything like that? What do you need? My response would be, I'm good. And so I would say, instead of asking someone, how can I help you? Do you need anything? The best approach would just be, if you know their favorite restaurant, you know the type of coffees they like, you know if they like to read. I mean, if this is someone that's close to you, you kind of know their personality, what their likes and dislikes are. You could just be like, hey, I'm going to Dunkin' Donuts. I know you love iced coffee. Do you mind if I bring you one? Just going to stop by and drop it off. Have you eaten today? Can I bring you a burger? No problem. I'm not going to stay. Just want to make sure that you're eating. That approach, I think, will be better received because, again, a lot of people just won't ask for the help. So if you kind of turn it around and be like, hey, I'm on my way, I'm going anyway, they won't feel like you're doing things just because, right? Like, oh, you wouldn't normally do that, but I don't want you to go out of your way is what I'm trying to say. So if you say, hey, I'm on my way here, I know you like this, I'm going to pick this up for you, basically telling them instead of asking, I think it's received better. At least I know for me, it was received better, right? I know a few people that have lost a loved one, and because I've been through it, I know how I felt. So there were a lot of books that were out there. I had learned in therapy, right? There's 5 stages of grief. And on another episode, we're going to really dive into the 5 stages of grief. But there is a book that I thought was very helpful for me. And that's another way you can support them, right? You can get them this book. And I think it's called 5 Stages of Grief. You can find it right on Amazon. And the book will really dive deep into the 5 stages of grief because most people, I know I did, most people will go through these stages. And for me, I didn't even realize I was going through those stages, right? because this was my new norm. This was new to me. So after so many years of going through all these different emotions, I finally could sit down and be like, wow, I went through every one of those. And you won't go through them in order. Sometimes you can go through anger. I know that's one of them. You can have that right off the bat, right? Some people don't experience that until years down the line, right? So having that book, The 5 Stages of Grief, will allow them to sit down and hear another point of view of what those stages mean and help them deal with it, right? Another way to support them, I would say, refer them to a therapist. Now, again, everybody's different. I was receptive to it, right? Some people are not. I always heard growing up that, we don't talk to therapists. We don't do that, right? But when I was going through what I was going through, I was literally at rock bottom. And a good friend of mine noticed, and he told his girlfriend, because I was good friends with her as well. And he was like, she needs to get some help. So sometimes when you're going through these things, you don't realize how it's affecting you, but other people can see how it's affecting you, right? And that person suggesting that I go to therapy is another form of support. They were supporting me in a loving way, right? They weren't coming from a mean place, because some people could get offended by that. I didn't get offended by that because, again, I was at rock bottom and I didn't know what I was feeling. I didn't like the way I was feeling. So I was really receptive to going and speaking to someone about it. So that's another form of support, asking them if they need anything. If you're going, asking them when you're going somewhere, hey, can I grab you a burger? Or did you eat? Can I bring you something? Can I bring you a coffee? Instead of saying, do you need anything? I even to this day, I don't like when somebody asks me that, because I'm not going to say I need anything. I've just have always been that person that will not accept help. You have to reword it. You know what I'm saying? I love coffee. So somebody say, hey, Sherry, I'm going to Dunkin' Donuts. Can I bring you your favorite such and such and such? I'd be more open to that than, hey, I'm going to Dunkin' Donuts. Do you need anything? No. So just think about the way you word it, and you will kind of know how to speak to that person, because again, that's your friend, that's your loved one or whatever. So you kind of know how you'll come from a soft space. Okay. So asking them about that, getting them the book, The 5 Stages of Grief, just buying it and giving it to them as a gift is another form of support. And to be honest, that book is really, really, really good. So a friend of mine, when she lost her husband, I purchased that book and I just sent it to her. I didn't even, go over there or whatever. I just put it in the mail, had it mailed to her, right? Because some people too don't want visitors. They want to be left alone. That's another form of support, honestly, because you're respecting their boundaries. So if you want to gift them something, I would say, if you know their address, send it to them or drop it off, when they're not home or whatever. That's another good form of support. So those are the 3 things off the top of my head that I can think about. So I just came on just to respond to the subscriber that had that question. I just wanted to come on briefly to touch upon that. Grief is there's so many different avenues that we can talk about, right? And we're going to dive deep into all the different aspects of grief on this channel. So another episode will be dropping this week. I don't know the topic yet, but stay tuned. It'll be a doozy. It'll be something that everyone has dealt with and have questions on. Because like I said, there's so many layers to grief. So I hope you guys are having a great night. And if you have any questions based on what I've said, you can drop them in the comments and I will respond to them. I don't know if I'll do another video to respond, but I may include it in the next episode, okay? So you guys have an amazing night and we'll chat soon. Again, this is your girl, Sherry. Deuces.